Martian is the latest installment from Ridley Scott, who's best known for movies like Alien and Blade Runner. But lately he's been striking out on a lot of his movies. They've either been subpar or they just haven't lived up to perhaps unrealistic expectations. Nevertheless, he's taking on this adaptation of a book, and he's got Matt Damon leading the charge with Jessica Chastain and pretty much a top-notch cast of A-listers to accompany him in this movie. Earth has managed to send a manned crew to Mars, and they're gathering scientific information and doing a lot of studies. When a big storm hits, they have to abort the mission and evacuate earlier than they wanted to. In the midst of this, they think they lose one of their crew members, played by Matt Damon, but in fact he has survived this storm and has to try to figure out how to survive on this barren planet, which is highly toxic to human beings without the safety of a suit, and there's no food and there's no water, and he has to try to figure out how to make all this shit happen. On top of that, he gets a message back to Earth, which is spoiled in the trailer, and I almost wish they didn't spoil this part of it. He's in contact with Earth, and they're trying to find a way to get him back, or at least help him survive until they can figure out the next step. The first thing I'll say about this movie is, this is definitely the best movie Ridley Scott has done in years. I actually really enjoyed this film. In the beginning, you really get that sense of peril that, holy shit, I'm on this planet alone, I'm millions of miles away from anybody, how the fuck am I going to survive? And you really buy into that. About halfway through the movie, though, and when there's situations that he runs into or problems that he runs into on the planet, it's met with a lot more humor than I expected, and that did take me out of the film a little bit. Although I heard that in the book there is a lot of humor, it just didn't mesh with the situation that I was seeing on screen. Having not read the book, and all I have to go off of is what I'm seeing on screen, I just felt like those moments where he was cracking wise or throwing puns out there in a situation where it's beyond dire and dastardly, it kind of takes you out of the moment a little bit, and it doesn't get that sense of peril that you want. And a movie like Gravity really captured that really, really well. And there are moments where this movie loses it, but then there's a situation that happens where it gains it right back, and it doesn't lose it all the way, and I'm happy to see that. I also feel like the trailer that showed way too much of what's going to happen in the movie, it kind of gives away the ending, so to speak. If you're seeing this movie and you've seen the trailer, you're going to know what happens, so I would advise to not watch the trailer if you haven't. The acting is top-notch from top to bottom, especially Matt Damon. He is very, very good in this movie, and this dude here, I cannot pronounce his name for the life of me, but he fucking kills it in this movie. He is fantastic. Also, Jessica Chastain does a very good job as well. The special effects in this movie look very, very good. I couldn't tell at all that this wasn't Mars. It felt like I was actually on that planet, and that was very good. I also felt like the science was on point. I didn't feel like there were too many things that were too far-fetched, and at least for somebody who's, I would say, more novice in science and the understanding of how things work in space, although I do have some knowledge of it, I respected that they were at least trying to make it seem legit to the audience, and that was very, very cool to see as well. Overall, though, this is a very, very good movie. It's the best movie Ridley Scott has made in years, except for those humor parts that I was talking about, and maybe it did get a bit too long at the end. Overall, it's a fantastic movie. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I recommend checking this movie out as soon as you can. It's definitely worth the watch. So what do you guys think about this movie when you see it? Please comment below. Let me know what you thought. Please like the video, hit subscribe at the end, and as always, thanks for watching.